All right, look, I'm not always honest with you. No YouTuber is. We show you what we want you to see. And I think in this video, we're gonna change that a little bit. Let's show you some behind the scenes stuff that I take out of YouTube, that I edit out, that I don't show you, that, oh, look how clean and look how organized Sean's shop is. This place is a disaster at best. As you know, I just got back from New Hampshire. I'm back in Texas, and I have a lot of work to do, but before I make it all pretty and nice and organized, I want to show you the builds that I have going on, talk to you about the builds that are coming, but show you the stuff that I don't typically show you in this video. Okay, this Chrome 88 GT Pro Series and the STR1 Quad Angle are the two bikes that I got while I was in New Hampshire, and I shipped them back here. This is a Johnny True Torch 26-inch CW replica build that I'm doing for a very special person that I can't actually name right now. All these are handlebars. You see performer bars and dyno pretzel bars. Those are for future builds, and the other ones, I don't know, something in the future. These black Skyways are going to be going on a dyno build that I have going on, and these are going on a performer build. I also got this sitting in the corner, but it's not mine. It belongs to a really good dear friend of mine, but I'm using some ideas here with the parts for maybe one of my future builds, just seeing how it would stack up on that frame and fork set. What color would you do that frame and fork if you're using these parts? All right, here comes the mess. I've just been throwing stuff on these shelves. A lot of pad sets that I got while I was in New Hampshire, brakes, grips, cup holder, bottom brackets, decals, pedals, goggles, just a bunch of crap that I've been throwing out of the way so I can work on other stuff that I need to get organized real soon. And the tools, those look organized, right? Not bad. I've been working on this section a little bit, but down here, there's a lot to do. Okay, this used to be the Radical Rick wall, and the Radical Rick stuff is now gone, moved out of the way, because I've moved my desk over here and set it up on this wall. Why? I don't really know. I just wanted something different. I wanted the desk on this side. Is that a new laptop? It sure is. Yeah, once I got to Virginia on the way back to Texas, my laptop decided to commit suicide, and I could not bring it back to life. I got to Texas, I went to Apple, they had to tear it all apart and told me it's dead. Right in the middle of trying to edit a video. So I lost a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty upset about that. That was a custom laptop that I had built and spent a ton of company money on so I can make these videos that never make enough money to pay for stuff like that. I know, wah. So I had to buy a brand new laptop and then figure out how to hook it up to a printer and everything else. And it's just a pain in the ass, but I don't usually talk about stuff like that. It's just things that happen when you make YouTube videos. All right, I've got to sell some of these bikes. If you're interested in buying a bike, radbmxbuilds.com. You're going to start seeing some bikes on there very, very soon. If not, they're already on there, or I've already sold a couple by the time you watch this video. If you want to know how to get bikes, it's the website, not TikTok, not Instagram, not Facebook. Any of those pages that say RADBMX Builds that are selling a bike are scammers. I only sell on the website, and that's it. If you actually want to buy a bike from me and it's not on the website, it's not for sale. If it is on the website, you better hurry up. They go quick, and I just need to get rid of some. I have a lot of bikes sitting in here, and I have 4 more coming, so I need to make some room. All right, my Radical Rick display is starting to take form over here. This is the Radical Rick Haro that I built for the BMX Hall of Fame, where it was on display for a year in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Radical Rick over here keeping guard, looking pretty rad. Check out his Vans. I need to lace them up, but he's one rad dude. Damian Fulton, you're a hero. Thanks for being my friend. Thanks for making this happen. So cool. Because of awesome people, I have these signs right here. This one and this one were made by raddesigns1986.com. Mindy, thank you so much for making those for me. Now I need to find a place to hang them. Therefore, I have a dilemma. I think I'm gonna tear all the stuff off these back walls, and I think I'm gonna completely redo them. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that, but it's not just that. It's gonna be so much more than that because I think I'm gonna redo the whole back wall because remember, I have a podcast now and I wanna set up an area to record the podcast and YouTube. So how do I do that? Where do I put it? I don't know yet. I'm standing here holding a camera, wanting to give you answers, but I haven't decided. I think I'm just gonna take down all the bikes. It'd be a good opportunity to clean, get photographs, get some content of the bikes down. We're gonna do that in this video. And then we're gonna figure out how to redo this whole, I don't know, starting with the wall, but maybe this whole space. That's gonna be a ton of work, but I'm glad you're here for it because in this video, RADBMX Builds is getting an overhaul. And we're doing it together. All of it. Okay, one last look so you know what it looks like right now. Oh, it's so much. And we're gonna start to tear it down and pull it all out and put it back together. We will build it better than it is. It may be some rearranging, it may not, but I need to do something different. I'm tired of the look. I need a new space. And I think the best way to do it is just a clean slate, right? Just take it all out and start all over. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. There's a couple things that I want to show you. I have these new school landing gear forks on my 83 PK Ripper, but I have the correct old school forks for it. So this is one of the things that I need to do is swap those out. And then up here, I want to swap out that power disc and I want to swap out that power disc with these ones that I have in here. So I have two GT polished power discs. So I'm gonna need to swap those out with those two bikes. And there's a few other little parts and pieces on bikes that I'm gonna swap out to include probably these grips because I don't really like those grips on that bike. And I have plenty of Amy grips. And you can see right back here, I got some other grips that might look better on that bike. Okay, so I told you there are more bikes on the way. I have a 1990 Dyno Detour showing up any day. And then Craig Turner is sending me 2 frame and fork sets, which I'm gonna reveal when they get here in another video. Those are gonna be very special one-off frame sets that I'm gonna be building. And I can't wait to show you those. So if you're not subscribed, now's your time to do that. Hit the subscribe button. It's free, costs you absolutely nothing, but then you will see the videos when I post them, especially that one, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. Okay, little update. Yes, it's the next day from the beginning of the video because it got late and I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do this until today. The next day to you is about a minute of film, but I think I've landed on kind of a BMX skate shop vibe, and I'm gonna give you a little look. We're not there yet. We're, I don't know, maybe not even halfway. Check this out. Okay, here's the left side of the shop. Put all the bikes back here instead of off to the side and you never get to see them. Now you'll get to see all of the bikes and the displays and all of that. So this is kind of where we're at right now, but I don't know. I'm not convinced that this is everything. And I built a little, this is gonna be a workstation. Oh, okay, here it is. Here's behind the scenes, the ugly. These are 2 tables. I call them work tables that I do all of my bike building on. And currently they are full of stuff. And then you come over here and I've just been piling more stuff. So, okay, a lot of work to do. I need to pick up all of this stuff here, figure out what to do with that stuff there, put away all of this stuff here, and try to make it look cool when it's all said and done. But from back here, you kind of get the vision, right? You're gonna walk in, you're gonna see the 2 tables. I'll be building bikes there and building bikes there. Tools are right there, so that kind of makes sense. And then behind the tables, well, that's where the shop's gonna be. That's the display. That's the part that everyone wants to see. So I thought it would be a good idea to have all of the bikes back here behind the counter, if you will, so you see all of those. I decided not to move those neon signs. I was going to, and then decided, man, that's a lot of work and I just don't want to do it. Also, they flood out the camera if they're a little, they actually flood out the camera a lot if they're directly behind me. So I'm going to want to sit right behind this table to do the podcast, and that'll roughly be the background, or something like this will be the background. And then get used to it, because that's also going to be the background for the YouTube channel. I do really like this space. I think the display cabinet is definitely just a display cabinet, and it's where I put a lot of parts for future builds and just collector stuff that I don't want to get rid of. Skateboard decks, big part of my life, but this is a BMX channel, so we're really not going to go too deep into that. The Eddie Fiola World Tour, the RADBMX Builds GT prototype, the bubblegum pink, the lavender, the Maui blue, the white, and the GT yellow. There's some PK Rippers, baby blue, and tough guy tan. I cannot discuss this bike yet. And I have a quad angle, a GT Pro Series, a 1990 dyno, and 2 secret bikes coming soon. That took all day. I appreciate you watching the few moments that it took for you to watch the video, but it took me all day to get the shop in the situation that it's in now. I'm really happy with it. I'm going to show you in a moment where we're set up for the podcast, where we're going to be set up for YouTube, and the best overall flow of the shop. I'm really happy with it. Let's check it out. All right, starting in the back of the shop, you don't see a whole lot of this, but the Radical Rick display and just a bunch of stuff, my work stuff, tools, stand, all of that right there, air compressor, and these tables up front will be used for building bikes. This table on the left most likely will be used for filming the podcast, and that's what that camera is for. So over here, we'll start with the left-hand side. Not a whole lot changed over here, but I did bring in all of the bikes and set them up back behind the counter, if you will. And then we left the bikes on display up there, kind of cleaned it up a little bit along the bottom, added some number plates and stuff up top, moved the glass display case all the way to the back, got the RADBMX rug down on the ground, and then we moved the skateboard I don't know if that's a display, skateboard collection into the screen so you guys can see that. All the hats, the neon signs, all of the GTs. I call this the GT Rainbow, a GT in just about every single color. And then we have the PK Rippers. And then we have the glass display case and the GT World Tour. There are a few things coming to add to this, I don't know, collection, display. But for now, this is what RADBMX Builds is going to look like moving forward. You're probably thinking, Sean, that doesn't look like a whole lot of work. Dude, it took me hours to do all of this. It was a ton of work, moving, cleaning, organizing. Oh, it's just a ton. And now I finally have a clean workspace to work from. So what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Do you like it? Would you work in this shop? I think you would. It wouldn't really be like work. Blasting 80s music, playing with BMX bikes. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for now. Again, thanks again for your patience. I know I didn't build a bike, but you saw that there are many coming. So you're gonna wanna hit that subscribe button, follow along, because we're gonna be heading off to Powder Coat where we're dropping off about 4 bikes to get powder coated and then start the build process. You might have seen some of the parts as I was panning around for some of the bikes, but we'll get into those details in future videos. Today it was just get ready to do business, and now we're in business. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay rad.